Good morning, children. Now let us discuss the power in LCR circuit, LC oscillations. So let us start the power in AC circuit. In the previous lecture, we have studied about the resonance condition of the LCR circuit, the impedance, the relationship of the current, impedance, etc. Now, when E is equal to E naught sin omega t is applied with LCR series combination, then the current in the circuit is given by I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus phi, where phi is the phase angle between EMF and the current. Instantaneous power, we know that the expression for the instantaneous power is equal to E into I. So to get the instantaneous power, let E is equal to E naught sin omega t and I is equal to I naught sin omega t plus phi, multiply it, we get the expression E naught I naught sin omega t plus phi. Now in the mathematics you have studied that sin A plus B is equal to sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So let us use this expression here in the expansion of sin omega t plus cos phi. So this expression reduces to sin square omega t cos phi plus sin omega t cos omega t sin phi. Now, if the instantaneous power is assumed to be constant for an infinitely small time dt, then the work done dw is equal to power is equal to work done upon time. So, small work done is equal to E naught I naught sin square omega t cos phi plus sin omega t cos omega t sin phi. So, work done over a complete cycle is given by omega is equal to integrating between for the complete cycle 0 to t E naught I naught sin square omega t cos phi plus sin omega t cos omega t sin phi dt. Now when we integrate these two functions, it is easy for mathematics students, but for the biology students to work out such a problem is of great difficulty. So you can, the bio student as well as the math student, they know that for the complete cycle, if you integrate sin omega t cos omega t, then for the complete cycle its value comes to be 0. So integration for this cycle, the result will be 0, and for this cycle sin square omega t, it can be converted into 1 minus 2 cos omega t, and again 2 cos 2 omega t. For the complete cycle, the average value is 0. So this whole expression we can write in place of it E naught I naught cos phi into t by 2. So you can directly write to it, or if you want to expand or you want to simplify the whole expression, it will take 3-4 steps, you can also do. But if you write directly, then there will be no marks deduction. So you can write directly E naught I naught cos phi into t by 2. Now, so average power is equal to work upon time. So from this expression, work upon time will give you E naught I naught upon 2 into cos phi. Now, cos phi is the power factor, and its value from the previous lecture, if you remember the diagram for the angle phi. So phi, there we have divided that this angle is phi, and this expression as this is equal to z, the impedance, and this is r. So cos phi is equal to r upon z. So P average, in place of 2, we can write it under root 2 into under root 2, because 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. So it is written root 2 upon root 2 into root 2, and we know that E naught upon root 2 is equal to E, that is RMS value, and in place of I naught upon root 2 we can write I RMS value and cos phi. So P average is equal to EV IV cos phi, or RMS value, IRMS value, cos phi. V is for virtual, here it is taken as virtual value. You can write RMS also. So power average, instantaneous power in the AC circuit is ERMS, IRMS, cos phi, where cos phi is the power factor. Now since P average is equal to EI cos phi, now the value average power depends upon the angle phi in circuit with R only. Current and EMF are in same phase, that means phi is equal to 0. So we can write P average is equal to EV IV cos 0, and cos 0 is 1. So P average is ERMS into IRMS. Its value is maximum value in case of the power in AC circuit with R. Now when power in AC, we calculate the power in AC circuit with R, means that is where is only inductor. Then in inductor, current lags behind the voltage by 90 degree. So phi is equal to pi by 2 and cos pi by 2 is 0. So the power average is equal to 0, means there is no dissipation, no power is not dissipated in the AC circuit with inductor. Same cases with the capacitor. In capacitor also the phase difference between the current and the EMF is pi by 2 and cos pi by 2 is 0. So average power is 0. So we can say that power energy is not dissipated in inductor and capacitor. Hence they find a practical application and in devices in alternating current. Now when we are discussing about the zero power in AC circuit with L or C, the one more term comes into, that is wattless current or the idle current. Now the component IL sin phi does not contribute to power. Now here, if this is the RMS current, maximum value of the current. Now if we divide this phi, find the two components of this current, we say that IV cos phi is along the EV direction and IV sin phi is in the perpendicular direction or the vertical component. Since this component is along the direction of the applied voltage, so the component IV cos phi generates power with EV, but the component IV sin phi does not contribute to power along EV and hence power generated is 0. So this component of the current is called the wattless current or idle current, and we say that power is equal to EV IV sin phi cos 90 is equal to 0. So we can say that the wattless current means the current which flows through the circuit and there is no power dissipation. So such current is known as the wattless current, and the value of the wattless current is equal to IV sin phi. Now let us discuss the LC oscillation. Now we know that the capacitor and an inductor can store electrical and magnetic energy respectively. When a capacitor initially charged is connected to an inductor, the charge on the capacitor and the current in the circuit exhibit the phenomena of electrical oscillation similar to oscillation in mechanical systems. Such oscillations are termed as LC oscillation. So what is the meaning? When a charged capacitor is connected with the inductor, then what happens? The charge on the capacitor gets a passage to flow. So the charge from the capacitor starts flowing to the inductor, and the energy from the electrical energy starts converting into the magnetic energy, and again from the inductor the magnetic energy converts into the electrical energy, and the electrical oscillation starts, and such oscillations are known as the LC oscillations. Now let us explain this oscillation with the help of this figure. Now in this figure, if we see that this is the charged capacitor which is fully charged, so initially fully charged, so UE is maximum and the energy stored in the inductor, that is UB, is equal to 0. So this is the figure at t is equal to 0. When t is equal to t by 8, t by 8 means 1/8 of the time period. 1/8 of the time period when the current starts flowing from the capacitor to the inductor. So the energy starts converting from electrical energy to the magnetic energy, and this is the time when both will share the half of 50-50 energy. Now when 2t by 8, that is 1/4 cycle. During the 1/4 cycle, the energy of the capacitor becomes totally zero and all the energy is transferred to the inductor energy, which is stored in the form of the magnetic energy. Then again by the 1/8 cycle, that is 3/8 by 8, the energy between the capacitor and the inductor is 50-50. And again for 4t by 8, that is t by 2, that is half cycle. After the half cycle, then energy again is stored by the capacitor and the magnetic energy stored by the inductor becomes zero. But now this time the difference, just see the difference between these two figures. In this figure, this side is positive, but here the other side of the capacitor is positive, means the polarity of the capacitor is changed. So now the direction of the discharging will change. So current will start flowing in this direction, and for the next 1/8 cycle the energy will become zero. Next again 1/8 cycle, the energy of the capacitor becomes zero and inductor becomes maximum, and then again decreases and the electrical energy becomes maximum and magnetic energy becomes zero. So this oscillation continues. So this is known as the LC oscillation. When the charged conductor is connected to the inductor, then the energy flows between the capacitor and the inductor. Magnetic energy and the electrical energy changes continuously, ideally. Actually, in practical conditions, the capacitor and inductor both have some resistance and some energy may be dissipated in the form of heat. So the damped oscillations will produce instead of the sustained oscillation. So this is the LC oscillation. So you can understand whatever I explained you, that is written again in the words. So you can make the notes with the help of these. Now here are some questions for the assignment based on the topic. Solve these questions, and if you have any problem you can ask.